Rockinberg, and I'm honored to serve as the mayor of the town of Mount Airy.
Patrick T. Rockinberg loved being Mount Airy's mayor, and the town loved him back. He was elected to the position 4 times, served in the role for more than 11 years, and remained the mayor until his passing on Sunday, August 29th at age 58. He was remembered as the ultimate advocate for the town.
Mayor Pat was probably spent 90% of his time in the community, making friends, connecting. It was known in this community that if you needed to talk to Pat, you could call him and he would be at your doorstep within 10 minutes, or you could knock on his door. You know, personal cell phone was public, so that anybody in the community could connect with him at any time. That's why this community loved him so much. He was out there with us.
Always wanted to include everybody. He always wanted to get somebody involved. If someone came to him with an idea, okay, great. How can we do that? How can we get that done? And always getting people, somehow he always seemed to know people's strengths too. I think that's part of his legacy, that he made everybody in this community feel like they were important and they were part of something bigger than themselves.
Rockinberg died from complications of cancer. He had moved to Mount Airy in the mid-1990s with his wife Kathleen and daughter Sierra.
I like to say is, no, I wasn't born here all my life, but I got here as quick as I could.
A public memorial was held for Rockinberg on Thursday, September 2nd. An engineer who worked at the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists as their director of building services for more than 20 years, Rockinberg was first elected as mayor in 2010, won re-election in 2014 and 2017, and then earned a 4th term last May in a tight race against former councilman Larry Hushauer. Reed recalled first meeting Rockinberg in 2015.
I was organizing a charity 5K, and I reached out to Town Hall to have the mayor start the race. And at the time, I thought it was a really big deal and really cool that the mayor was coming to my little event. And then from there, we instantly connected and became the best of friends.
She soon realized that getting the mayor to do something involving Mount Airy citizens, or getting citizens involved, wasn't actually a big deal, but rather standard operating procedure for Rockinberg.
He had a way of talking you into doing things when you didn't even know you wanted to do them. Working with him, always a joy. We, quite honestly, we probably never agreed, which was why our friendship was so beautiful. Sierra lost her father. I lost what I consider a family member. But quite honestly, his legacy will be how he touched people. Every person in this community lost a member of their family this week.
Like Reed, Galletti was also influenced by Rockinberg.
He asked me a few years ago to get on the Streets and Roads Commission. So I was like, okay. If you learn nothing else from him, you learn that you have to give back to your community. So he asked me to get on Streets and Roads, which I did, and then became the chairperson, and then he talked me into running for town council.
Galletti ran this past spring. When she won election, she was excited for the opportunity to serve alongside Rockinberg. She says it's bittersweet that they served together for such a short time, but instead of dwelling on that, she feels as if she's serving for him now. Longtime friend Bob King had a different type of story regarding Rockinberg from when he ran for town council for the first time in 2012. One day, while campaigning, King noticed Rockinberg on the other side of the street campaigning against him. It caused some hard feelings, but after King won, they worked to get through it.
Well, Pat, why don't you just come over here and sit down and talk to me? So he did. And we sat at the kitchen table and talked for several hours. And as he was leaving, he turned around and he said, look, I said some things during the election about you that I wish I could take back. He said, how do I apologize for them? And I said, you just did.
How much had things changed between them since 2012? Even though King was no longer on the council or even living in Mount Airy, he returned in the spring of 2021 to help Rockinberg campaign.
I mean, everybody had him out of the race, that he couldn't do the job. Well, he proved him wrong when he won by 2 votes on election night.
Rockinberg's many achievements as mayor included the creation and integration of the town's first municipal police force. His legacy, though, is in how he got so many Mount Airy residents to work together.
He can take a group of people and pull them together and get them working and just having a great time doing it. And, you know, Pat made government fun. This town was a reflection of him. And he really got people involved way past, you know, what you expected. And if you had a good idea and you brought it to him He would do everything he could to help you.
Rockinberg was always an advocate for young people, including the mayor's reading series, in which he posted videos of himself reading children's books on YouTube.
Other kids thought this was great. One yelled out, "Let's see some purple polka dot."
Rockinberg's faith in the younger generation wasn't lost on Galletti.
I got a 21-year-old on Streets and Roads because he and I had many conversations about the youth is the future of the town, just like it's the future of any youth program. So learning from him, yes, he always incorporated the young kids and young adults.
While Rockinberg battled cancer during his final years, the disease didn't stop him from fulfilling the duties of his office, according to Reed and Galletti.
He didn't let the challenges of his health ever slow him down. He was just determined to push through, be the mayor, be a father, be a friend. He never let it slow him down. It actually, that in itself is pretty inspirational because a lot of people would have given up.
I had a brother who had that exact same type of cancer. So from the very start, we discussed it and talked about it. And it was kind of like, I'm still going on. I'm still moving forward. I'm still doing me. I'm still Mayor Pat. And that, I think, was the most important thing because he kept going. He never let that get him down. So it's not like I would define him as that as who he was. And I wouldn't say it was difficult because he always made it seem like, hey, I'm here, I'm strong, I'm going, and I'm doing.
Remembering Rockinberg on a day when Mount Airy was under a tornado watch, Galletti reflected on Rockinberg's last run for office. He didn't have to seek a fourth term, but he loved being the mayor and he didn't want to stop.
And I think he felt like his work wasn't done. He was the town's mayor, and he wasn't the mayor sitting up in an office not talking to anybody. He's the first guy that would have been out there with a shovel. He'd be out there right now in these tornadoes, driving around town, making sure everybody was okay, like he did the last time. I think he wasn't done, and that's who he was, and he lived and breathed this town.